Welcome back to Ozarks Tonight. We are hearing stories of a possible meat shortage since many plants across the country are shutting down. Grocery stores are implementing a limit on how much meat one person can purchase at a time. And today we're exploring a different side of the meat industry, local cattle farmers, how this is impacting them, what they think about a possible meat shortage, and how they may be the solution for local consumers. Joining us now, we have Travis Merrick. He's a cattle farmer in Miller, Missouri. And Travis is also the VP for Region 7 of the Missouri Cattlemen's Association. Travis, thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
So, Travis, first I want you to talk a little bit about the Missouri Cattlemen's Association for those at home who haven't heard about it, and specifically about your role within Region 7 as VP.
Missouri Cattlemen's Association is a grassroots organization that is member-driven. We stand up for the producers at the state capitol as well as the national level. We spend a lot of time at the capitol advocating for the cattle industry, making sure that our voices are heard with our senators and representatives. My main job here in Region 7 is to talk to producers across the area, go to county meetings, and take their opinions, their ideas to the state level and discuss and make sure that everyone is heard from down here in Southwest Missouri.
Travis, what are your thoughts when you hear the words a possible meat shortage?
I talk to producers, several producers every single day that have issues getting enough cattle to the processors. There's not a shortage of cattle. We have plenty of cattle ready to go. It's keeping the plants operating at full capacity to get these cattle pushed through. The direct marketing, the farm-to-table marketing, we have plenty of beef in Southwest Missouri if we can get it processed. I have a retail shop right here at the farm, and I was asked for the first time today if we had a limit on how much ground beef that a customer could have. We are putting no limits on anything. We have cattle ready to go.
So for the most part, Travis, do you do direct sales, farm to table? Are you sending any of your meat to processors? And what about other cattlemen too who you work with or who you know, other producers you know?
A lot of the people are using the local packing plants. We've got several in Southwest Missouri, and we do direct marketing here at the farm. We do a lot of pre-orders for our ground beef and steaks and things like that. However, I have such a high demand for ribeyes and sirloins and tenderloins and stuff like that I do have to outsource some. But I do a very diligent job of finding out where this meat comes from to make sure it is truly what I'm being told. We specialize here with our outsourced meat. We make sure it's all certified Angus beef, so it's got the highest quality that can be offered in the marketplace.
So in your opinion, do you think the local consumer, for example, residents here in Springfield or in Miller or wherever they are really in Southwest Missouri, should they be concerned that they are going to go to a big box store and not find meat? Should they be concerned that there is an actual meat shortage? Or do you think producers like yourself are the solution to this problem if it in fact becomes a problem that we do have a shortage at stores?
I feel like that there's enough producers out there willing to offer beef directly to the consumer from the farm that this is not going to be a long-term issue, I don't feel. The packers will get back to full capacity at some point. The only other issue is will we be able to afford the product on the shelves in the big box stores if it keeps going up. We personally keep our prices low enough that a lot of people can afford everything we have here in the store. It's not an issue. I've been told it's too cheap from time to time. We do this retail store because we want people to have a good quality product that's locally sourced, and to get people to come out to the farm, out in the country, experience what we do out here on a daily basis and get away from the city. It makes for a good Sunday drive. We're about 35 minutes from Joplin and Springfield, and a lot of consumers like coming out and just seeing the countryside.
So are you keeping your prices the same right now?
I have not adjusted my prices at all throughout the pandemic. We're staying the same. On our ground beef product, we are probably barely breaking even. We may not even be making money. But the demand and the phone calls that I've gotten so far, we're selling just about as fast as we can get it in here in the freezers. And that's a good thing. I mean, I would rather sell it at a reasonable price and have happy consumers than have to sit on it because I'm asking too much.
Now, Travis, do you think this is the future of how we do business in terms of consumers and customers, where we buy not only our beef and our meat, but other things too, shifting the focus to shopping local? As we have learned in the past week, I think a lot more people are focusing on shopping local and supporting local businesses. And now with this possible meat shortage, the more we talk about it, people are turning to producers like yourself. Do you think this is setting up what will be the new normal, per se, as we move forward?
And I think that it creates a transparency with what our industry does. People can come and they can see what we do. They can talk with us directly. You don't have to talk to a guy that works at a meat counter at a big box store that may have never seen a cow in his life. So we can explain exactly what this animal has done from birth to processing. We maybe let the customer rest at ease knowing, if they're preferring grass-fed or no added hormones, things like that. We can really face-to-face with our customers. So I do think this is going to be something that will continue even after this is over. There's several factors in that. Obviously, with our processing plants, they're going to have to keep up with a demand, and many of our processing plants can only kill 6 to 10 a day. So that will probably be the biggest issue going forward with the direct marketing.
Travis, if people at home are interested in getting in touch with you about the direct marketing or other producers within Region 7 or with the Missouri Cattlemen's Association, how can they do that? My
contact information is available on the Missouri Cattlemen's website at mocattle.org, and there is also a list of direct marketing producers in the state of Missouri there. So if anybody needs to look up someone closer to home, they can look up and see where they might be able to find some beef locally.
All right, Travis Merrick, thank you so much for being with us. And again, Travis is the VP for Region 7 for the Missouri Cattlemen's Association. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back with more right here on Ozarks Fox.